I felt like this card deserved a video on its own, just because I've seen so many players confused that this card even exists. And if you've ever checked the leaderboard and look at everyone's decks, you'll notice pretty much everyone has her in every single deck. Now, why is that? And why do I say this card is basically the Kitasan Black of Teen Trials? That is what I'm about to explain in this video. Now let's just go over what she does in general as a card. She makes it so the trainings that she lands on will have their energy cost reduced. And she has 10% training effectiveness, which isn't a lot. So mostly any trading she land on so costs less energy. Now this is not really the reason we use her. I'll explain the main reason we use her later. But let's just look at the rest of what she does. Now, if you get her to green friendship, you can start dating her and randomly she will pop up and give you this event. You can see if you take top, you can start dating. You get energy, wit, mood, and let's just look at the dates real quick. You get energy, speed, and mood on the first date. Second date, you get energy, and you can heal a negative status effect. Third date, you can choose. You either can get stamina and guts or more energy. Both of them still give a mood up. This event, get more energy or another mood up, and you can heal another negative status effect. Now this is the most important date because you get this skill called concentration, which I'll explain why it's so good in a little bit. This is basically the reason you want to use this card. You also get some skill points and mood up +2 from this event. But these dates are not really why you use her. Same with the energy cost reduction. And the dates are kind of awkward if you're using like 2 or more wet cards in your deck. You kind of hit the energy limit like too easily with the dates. It kind of gives you a little bit too much, like especially the last 2 dates, 56 energy at max limit break. It's kind of hard to fit that in. Yeah, it overcapping energy is a little bit awkward sometimes, but it just is what it is. But anyways, let me just explain this skill concentration real quick. Now, what does it do? Why is it so good? If we look, the condition to activate is it will always activate. This just means it activates at the start, or at least it tries to, because it still can fail to activate. It still has to go through the standard wit check. But the fact that the condition for it to wit check is to just start the race, it makes it extremely consistent. It's also pretty cheap. It will cost a little bit more than 260, which is cheaper than a usual goal skill, which is usually around 320. But that's not why this skill is so good. The reason this skill is so good is it says improve start reaction time. Now, what does this actually mean? When your horse starts the race, she takes a certain amount of time to get out of the gate. And what this skill will do is it multiplies the amount of time to get out of the gate by 0.4. So it reduces the total time it takes to get out of the gate by 60%. It does not actually do much to improve your actual time to win the race, but it does do something else. Now, in team trials, there's something called strong start, and if you get a strong start, you get 100 points base, which is before like the support and opponent bonus is added, and 100 points is basically almost a gold skill. We can see a gold rarity skill is 1,200 points. And the thing about concentration is it lowers the amount of time for your horse to get out of the gate. And this basically makes it so you get not only late starts less often, but the most important thing, you get more strong starts. So this basically means sometimes this skill is two gold skills, which is kind of insane. Um, but that's not it. It's not only that skill. If you get her to green friendship and you get her to date you before the second year, sometimes it's RNG when she wants to show up. So sometimes you will whiff, which is unfortunate. But you get bonus energy, another mood up, speed, and most importantly, a tail held high hint. Now this skill will cost 70, and what that means is when you add them together with concentration, it's slightly more than the average gold skill cost, but like almost the same cost. So you basically get almost 2.5 gold skills for the price of one, because a normal skill is worth like 500 points, almost half a gold skill. So basically, at the price of a normal gold skill, sometimes you get the score of 2.5 gold skills, which is kind of insane if you think about it. Now, tail held high is not as consistent as concentration. You see, you have to activate 3 skills during the mid race. Now, the good thing is, a lot of the best skills in the game do activate in the mid race, but sometimes it's like RNG if this happens. Basically, stuff like Professor of Curvature, Gourmand, all the traits and corner skills. Any skill basically that will activate in a straight or corner can sometimes activate in the mid race. It's just RNG if it happens. So sometimes tail held high will not activate, but if you can get it to activate, it's really cheap for the cost. So it will add some extra score. Now, one thing to note is you do want to make this state, basically, you want to use it in place of your last rest in the run, because concentration can whiff and you get a focus hit instead. And if this happens, basically, your horse now has to become glue, which is unfortunate. It does happen. So you want to make sure it's your last rest of the run. Now, the reason you want to make sure it's towards the end of your run is because Tazuna is considered a speed card for the purpose of stat checking for the skills. So what happens is it checks your current speed stat and then it converts that into a percent chance for it to succeed. So at like 1,000 speed, it will be a 90% success rate. But even if you're at max speed, it still has that 10% chance to fail, which is unfortunate. But you try to make sure it's at the end of the run where you have the most speed just so it doesn't fail. So just keep this in mind because you not want to fail concentration. If you fail concentration, you have to make a new horse. Yeah, basically that's why this card is so good. It just adds so much bonus score to where you kind of need her in every deck just because concentration is such an insane skill for team trials. And now you know. That's why everyone who is on the leaderboard has her in all of their decks.